Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am just basically doing what I eat in a day pretty much. So I'm just ready for the gym now. I'm about to head out. I did have breakfast which I filmed, so I will insert it here. See you soon. I'm just gonna get straight into this recipe. I'm basically just gonna have some egg on toast for breakfast. I have shown quite a few different breakfast options on this channel so far. I think I've done about 3. I tend to be more attracted to egg, like I just tend to eat that quite often more than anything else because I'm not keen on like oatmeal and avocado toast and all that rubbish. So I do tend to stick to like a high protein option, which is obviously eggs. And I just basically vamp it up with all different ingredients pretty much. So unfortunately I just realised I only have 1 egg left, so we're gonna just have one of these and see how I feel. If I'm still hungry I'll make something else. I don't know what I'm gonna make because I've got literally nothing in. I need to go shopping. So anyway, I'll just show you the recipe with the 1 egg for now. You're gonna need some salt, and for the rest of the seasonings here I've got some basil, some black pepper, some garlic granules and some dry parsley. And then for the actual like filling part, it's going to be some of these sandwich thins. These are 100 calories per thin. So here we are. First thing I'm going to do, light the pan. And then I've got my usual spray light sunflower oil. I'm just going to do a few sprays of that. Crack your egg. Doesn't matter where it goes, and I'm basically just making it so that it fits onto the thin. And then as you've done that, I'm just going to sprinkle all the little ingredients on. Not much, just a little bit. So we're sorted. You can actually see something now. And then I put the lid on just so it cooks the top part as well. And then I'm going to just quickly put this in the toaster, toast it for a couple of minutes. You get how to do toast. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Right, so these are a tiny bit toasted now. As you can see, I very rarely do it. That's just the way that I like it because it keeps the thin still quite soft. So we've got the egg that is now done as well. And I'm just basically going to scrape that up. Pop it on the little thin. Put that on top. And there you go, you got your little sandwich. I would normally have 2 of these because the thin is 100 calories and the egg is 68 or 58, something like that. So as you can see, it's like 160 calories and that is not big enough for breakfast. So I will probably still eat something after this, probably some soup or something I might cook, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna go away and eat this now, so I will leave you to it. See you soon. So I am back now from the gym, looking surprisingly okay, but you can definitely see the patchiness in my makeup. My little red nose. So yeah, so I just did a cardio session. Killed me off. So first session of cardio back. I did a cardio session because of how sore I am at the moment. I just wanted to have like an active recovery day, make sure that I'm ready for my leg session, because today was actually meant to be a leg session. I was going to do heavy compounds, but obviously I don't want to force myself into doing heavy compounds when I'm not fully recovered, so I decided against doing that. So yeah, so here I am, finished cardio, and I'm about to make some lunch. Today's lunch is going to be a hearty soup, but it is a very low calorie soup, so if you're interested in being full for less calories, then this is a great recipe and it's super healthy, super delicious, so let's get on with it. Excuse my hair because it's an absolute mess from all that running on the treadmill, girl. But I have all the ingredients here behind me for this little soup that we're going to be making. So well, not the first ingredient, but one of the ingredients that you're going to need is some chopped tomatoes. You only need literally a tiny little bit. That's why I've got an open tin here, because I did make this just the other day. Then you're gonna need 1 onion, either fresh or frozen vegetables. It's entirely up to you. Just to save on money, I tend to use the frozen mixed vegetables. So it's got carrots, sweet peas and sweet corn in this one, I think. If you do want to up the calories and the protein at the same time, you can add some kidney beans, but these are not necessary. I'm going to add them because I have a lot more calories to spare and I feel like being fuller, so I'm going to add those in. You can also just add the potatoes on their own if you want to. And basically what I do with these, I get some baby potatoes and chop them up really, really small, which obviously I will demonstrate in just a minute. So you're only going to need probably like 2 or 3 baby potatoes. It's not a lot. If you chop them finely enough, they spread out really, really well for the soup, hence obviously it being low calorie dense. But you're also going to need a stock pot of some sort, so you can use I would recommend chicken stock for this one, but you can also use vegetable stock if you want to. The chicken stock just gives it a little bit more flavour. I'd avoid beef stock for this recipe just because it wouldn't really go together. So just one of these, which one of these is 60 calories, and obviously this is the base of a soup, like it forms pretty much the actual thing itself. So 60 calories spread across however many portions is very minimal. Try and get low sodium ones if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's nothing to stress about. You're also going to need, oh god, I'm so shiny and sweaty. You're also going to need garlic granules. So I usually use fresh garlic, but I actually used the last of my fresh garlic. So we are going to use garlic granules instead. I've got dried garlic that's been chopped, and I've also got garlic granules, so I'm just going to combine the two and hope for the best. Then we've got some basil, we've got some coriander leaf, some parsley, and then obviously just your standard black pepper and salt. So that is everything for this recipe. It's pretty simple if you ask me. It's mostly just like the chicken stock that forms the flavour, with obviously the dried herbs and stuff like that. So you can also add fresh herbs. I did do that at one point, but I've run out. And I just could not be going shopping. Like right now, I'm just exhausted. I want to cook and I want to eat and I want to just chill. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make this really quick recipe and then I'm going to chill out and watch something on Netflix. So first things first, then I'm going to be using my little weighing scale. Excuse the protein powder on that. So I'm going to use my weighing scale and basically just weigh out 200 grams of my little potatoes.
So I'm just going to put them on because why not?
Right, so I'm just going to chop a little bit off that. Perfect. We got literally exactly 200 there. Then we're going to use a full onion. Don't need to weigh this out because fuck it, it's an onion. But I will obviously, when I put the MyFitnessPal up on the screen, I will make sure that the calories are accurate and that you have a measurement amount, etc. So you can do it yourself and be accurate. So I'm just going to grab a plate. I'm going to chop the onion on this tray. Zoom. Okay, you can't zoom in. Alright, cool. Just dicing this up into really fine pieces. Not too fine, but fine enough. So I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again, and then do little slices. Move that to one side. We're going to do the potatoes now, so I'm just going to chop these really, really fine. So what I do, first off, I start off cutting it in half again, and then in quarters. So you have 4 pieces like so, and then I basically get 2 pieces, so I get 1/2, and then slice these really, really thin, and you end up with loads, or what seems like loads. So the next thing that I'm going to do is quickly weigh out 160 grams of my frozen veggies. Oops. And this is everything that is going to be going into the soup. I am going to also rinse my kidney beans, but I'll do that in the sink. Right, let's get it on. Okay, so first things first then, I'm going to obviously light the cooker, and I'm going to add in my onions. Next, I'm going to add in some of the chopped garlic, like so. And next step is to boil the kettle. Sorry you can't see my face, I am here. But yeah, so next step is to boil the kettle, and I'm going to basically sort out the chicken stock. Alright, so next thing we're going to do then is add in the vegetables, not the potatoes, just the frozen veggies. So it's looking like this. Next thing I'm going to do is quickly rinse off these potatoes, try and get rid of some of the starch. So the next thing that I'm going to do is add in some more garlic granules. Quickly just sprinkle some over the top. This is all to eye, so obviously besides the amount of like the vegetables that is going in, everything else you're just going to eye. So all the fresh herbs, just however much you like of each one. If you don't like one, don't add it in. And then what we're going to do next is a little bit of chopped tomatoes. So I literally do, it's probably about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to pop the stock cube squeeze that in there. Tip if you're lazy like me and don't want to wash up, put the stock cube in the actual pan and then just pour the water into the jug. Measure it out, so then you don't have to wash the jug because it's only had water in it. So we're doing 500 mils there for the Knorr stock cubes. These are. Alright, so once the stock is in there, this is when you're going to add in all of your potatoes. So we're just going to drop those in there. These are not cooked, by the way. I'm just putting them in raw and they will cook in the soup. I'm just going to turn it up to medium, put the lid on, let it boil. And then while that's doing that, I'm going to really quickly open these, rinse them off, and then put half of the can in. So I will probably weigh that out, which half a can is 120 grams. I'm going to chuck them on in there. This is what it should be looking like so far. But I'm going to leave this on a medium heat until you start to see bubbles, which I can already actually. So I'm going to turn it down to a low simmer. Alright, so I'm basically just going to leave that there now to simmer for around 20 minutes or so, or until the potatoes are soft and the actual like soup itself is a little bit thicker. It won't get much thicker, but it will get a little bit thicker, and that's what we want. So just make sure the potatoes are cooked, and that is your main thing, and we can enjoy. So I'll be back once it's ready and I'll show you what it looks like and stuff, and I will also pop the little MyFitnessPal on the screen for you now so you can see how much this is per serving. Also try to get the serving size for you as well, because I know MyFitnessPal only tells you the calories per serving if it was to serve like 3 people, but obviously we don't know what it weighs. So I'll pop it all in a massive bowl, weigh it out, and then split it and see what a serving is. So I'll be back with you once that's ready, and I will see you soon. Alright, so my go-to drink while I'm actually on a diet is Vimto. This is the one that I get the massive bowl. It's like bigger than my massive head. Per 100 mils diluted is 2 calories. So I probably pour about 200 mils into the bottom of this, and then I fill the rest up with water. And that's pretty much it. So I'll either drink water, this, or coffee. And they're pretty much my go-to things. Either that or drink like Diet Coke. Coke Zero. I like Coke Zero better. Alright guys, so the food is done. Excuse this. I just picked it and now it's angry. So this is what the food looks like. Sorry, it's really awkward to film from this angle, but you get the gist. What I'm going to do first is obviously weigh it out, and I will let you know the portion size for this meal. It's coming in at 788, if you can see this. Oh, I just touched it and fucked it up. Technically, you could eat all of this. I think the total for this is around 370 calories, so that's like less than any normal meal anyway. But I am actually going to split it up because there's not a chance in hell that I can eat that much food. I'm going to split it into 3 portions, so whatever that is divided by 3. And I'll put all of the nutritional information on the screen. So I'll see you very, very soon for probably my snack, to be honest. So I'm back, guys. I'm just getting a little bit of a sweet tooth now, so I'm basically going to show you my little protein chocolate cake. I learned this recipe from Mr. Will Tennyson over here on YouTube. It's such a good recipe. However, I did adjust it a little bit and add some things of my own just because there was a little bit missing. First of all, you're going to need some sort of whey protein. This is the Precision Engineer one. It is in the flavour salted caramel. I got the 1 kilogram version just because I use it so much. It's my little baby. Next, you're going to need 5 grams of cocoa powder. So I've just got the Cadburys Bourneville cocoa here. And I've got obviously my food scale, so I'm going to weigh that out in a minute. By the way, if you're wondering, just a scoop of this protein will do. I'm not sure how much is in a scoop. Let me try and have a look. 70 millilitres is in a scoop of this, so I use 70 millilitres. Depending on what size your scoop is, adjust it. Next thing, 5 grams of baking powder or baking soda or bicarb of soda, whatever you want to call it. 5 grams of this, that's going to help it rise. A little bit of vanilla extract, so I basically just add in like a teaspoon of this. I try to do like half a teaspoon if I can, because obviously this has calories. Last but not least, you're going to need some Cadbury's hot chocolate powder. Now, this is one of the adjustments that I made. So I find that this cake is a little bit dry. Obviously, I think anything with protein powder is dry. Like, that's just how that shit goes, sadly. So what I tend to do, I get half a serving size of this. So a serving size of hot chocolate is 28 grams of the powder. So I do 14 grams of the powder. I put it in a cup and I mix it with a little bit of water until it's like a kind of almost a runny consistency, but not too runny. And I use it as icing. So half of a serving for this then is 58 calories. So this does bump the recipe up to being like a little bit more in calories. So if you want to go less, you can get like a 0-calorie syrup or anything of the sort. I have actually ordered a 0-calorie syrup. It is on its way, but for now I'm making do with this little guy. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is take a scoop of my protein. Just one, that's plenty. Obviously the reason why this is so good is because it's sweet and it's also really high in protein. So a lot of the calories will be burned off from the digestion process. And not only that, it is low calorie anyway. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're gaining muscle and eating shit at the same time, guys. Then we're using 5 grams of this cocoa powder. If my nails will let me get the lid off. I'm gonna weigh this out as we gotta be. Oh my god, did that really just happen? Alright, so we've got 8 grams of cocoa instead of 5 because I'm an idiot and I just dunked the whole thing in there. And then we're going to do 5 more grams of baking soda. And I'm going to do a teaspoon roughly of vanilla. And then we take it over to the tap and I'm going to show you the consistency that you should have. I don't actually have a measurement for the amount of water that I put in. It changes every single time. But yeah, I'll show you the consistency in just 1 second. So this is the consistency that you are looking for. It is pretty much like cake batter. So when you stir it, it should look, oh, you can't even see, should look like this. Alright guys, so I've just popped that cake in the microwave for 30 seconds. Will did say to leave it in for 1 minute, but I found that when I left it in for a full minute, the cake was like plastic or like a sponge almost. So I started to leave it in for 30 seconds and it comes out a lot nicer. Let's get on with making the little icing thing. I'll show you how to make that. Alright, so here is the cake straight out the microwave, guys. And we're gonna get 14 grams of this, as I said before, mix it with a little bit of water. So this is the consistency for the icing that you should have. So as you can see, it is pretty runny. See this, but whatever. So I'm just gonna basically smooth that all over the cake. And that, my friends, is what it looks like. So I like to smooth all the icing all over this. It's pretty good, really. Alright guys, now that I've got a mouthful of chocolate, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. This is my snack. I'll leave the MyFitnessPal on the screen for you. And I'm gonna go finish what I was watching. See you later. Alright guys, so I have just pulled my last meal out of the oven now. I am pretty low on calories so far today. But it's getting on for 7 o'clock in the evening and I do go to bed quite early because I'm an old lady. So I will probably have another snack or something before the night is up, and if I do, I will just take a picture of that or something. It's probably not going to be another recipe. So the final recipe then, I have, like I said, already made it because it is super simple. Now it is these pizzas. How amazing! Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through what I do. So I get these mini tortilla wraps and these are only 89 calories per wrap. So I use 2 of those. I get a little bit of passata sauce, which you can make your own of that if you want to. It's basically just tomatoes, onion and garlic and it's like blended up pretty much. So then I do a thin layer of that on each tortilla and that comes to about 20 calories, if that. Then I get some normal mozzarella cheese that is shredded. The mozzarella cheese that I have is a 30-gram serving size and I'm pretty sure it's like 100 and something calories, 150 or something like that. Like I say, I will leave the MyFitnessPal on the screen so it doesn't really matter about the calories and stuff like that at the moment. Then I get some salami or pepperoni slices and for 4 of those, for 4 slices, it is 59 calories. And I basically use 4 spread across both of the pizzas. So I use 30 grams of mozzarella cheese, spread that across both, or you can do 30 grams on each, it's up to you. It just saves calories if you just use one of the portions. and split it across both pizzas. And yes, then I'll use 4 slices of the salami split across the 2. I just rip them up and place them all over the tortilla. Then I basically slice some onion, sprinkle it with some parsley, some basil, and that's pretty much it really. I put hot sauce on mine because I like hot pizza, like I love jalapenos and all that kind of stuff, so pretty much that's it. And I will leave, like I say, the MyFitnessPal on the screen for you, but right now I am so hungry, so I've got a dash. Alright guys, so I actually ended up getting more pizzas. I did 2 more. I slightly burnt these ones, but yeah, I just thought basically my calories are far too low for today. But as you can see, like it takes a lot for me to be full. So the fact that I'm struggling and having to force down more food is, I mean, it's not necessarily a good sign, but it is a good sign at the same time because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to lose weight, guys. So at the end of the day, here we are, 2 more pizzas. That brings me to 1,141 calories for the day. Still, as far as I'm concerned, too low. So I do actually have a backup plan. I've got a bar of Galaxy chocolate in my cupboard, so I'm gonna have a few pieces of that, and that should bring me up to around 1,500. I probably won't eat it all, to be honest, because I already feel pretty full anyway. But we go again. That is pretty much it for my day, I'd say. And I don't know if I'll have any more check-ins with you after this, so if I don't, then I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.